The KQ Morning Show, 92 KQRS.
Woo! Horns up.
Yeah.
Off to a rockin' start this morning on the Big Q. Good morning, Tony. Good morning, Candace.
Hello.
Hi, kids.
Hey, do you guys remember that we're going out to the fair today?
Oh, crap.
I did not this morning.
I'm wearing a suit.
I know. I would have wore the
Wearing
dirtiest
slacks.
T-shirt I have.
Slacks.
I did not wear shorts today, and I was going to get all fair ready, and I got to work, and I went, oh, damn, it's Friday. That's right. We're going out to the fair right after the show. We're going to be out there 11 to 1, corner of Cooper and Lee, just hanging loose. Might have a beer, might have some walleye mac and cheese because it's so close. Well, yeah, I'm definitely going to get after it. I'm not a big s'more beer guy that they s'more. S'more?
Yeah,
Some
I've
more.
never had
I like
that
s'more.
one.
Like some more. Give me some more.
Yeah, that's right.
I don't know. I like the salty kinds of savory beers, not the sweet ones. But I'll try anything.
You heard it. She'll try anything. That sounds like a challenge. We'll see what we can round up. Well, I don't know if there's anything gross out there. We'll see what we can round up here for you. But yeah, no, I didn't. Thought I'd dress, but it's not supposed to be super hot today, right? It's cooling off now. Going to be like a perfect weekend, low 80s, something like that.
It's like 70 something. Just stay tuned to the weather report.
Stay tuned. Weather reports coming up here before the Mike Evans movie reports and all that good. And then I bought a brand new pair of cowboy boots and wore them to work today. First time wearing them, breaking them in at the fair. That just doesn't sound like it's going to go well. Damn it, all day hell. Hey, if you were out at the fair yesterday, day one, and you have some tips, tricks, things we shouldn't try, things that you want to warn people about, don't do this to get into the fair, or, stay away from this area. Anything State Fair related, we're welcoming it here this morning on the Maple Grove Lock and Safe Talk and Text line 651-989-ROCK. We'll be getting out and come join us this afternoon. Play hooky. Yesterday was the sickest day of the year. Not that people were actually sick, but people call in sick most on August 24th. And I say it's close enough. Friday, August 25th, turn this bad boy into a 3-day weekend.
Good call.
I like it. Thanks. Hey, I was reading this morning that the first month of Minnesota's cannabis tax is in. One report said 500,000, and this one says 600,000. They haven't started selling it yet. This is the stuff that was already legal that's just been hanging around out there. And they've already made 500,000 in taxes in 1 month. We're going to be rich. We're going to be a rich state. You know what I like about this is that when it does go legal and we're just raking in the tax dollars, we're probably going to eliminate, what do you think, the state income tax?
Yeah, that's going to happen.
Man, why does that never happen? It never happens, when you get much more, another revenue inflow coming in. Can we back up? No. Well, I don't want to go down that path, but I thought, geez, they haven't changed anything. They got the tax thing set up. We can't buy the crap, stuff, whatever, weed, ganj, until 2025 legally in a dispensary, right? We can grow our own. But yeah, they're already just raking in the taxes.
Are you going to get more just because it's legal?
Well,
Will it up your consumption?
No, it won't. I mean, at a time in my life it may have, but no, probably not these days. Although I may get a little more creative with it, Here's one of the things. I've lived in a legal state, Montana. It's legal in Montana and some other places. Or all of us been to Colorado probably since it's been legal and that sort of thing. So, just some of the fun stuff, the edibles, maybe on the weekend, kicking it, nothing to do, long winter weekends with nothing to do maybe. Some of that edible stuff, play around with that a little bit, Maybe a little something different here and there, but not going to really up it. But then again, I'm not going to have to, go looking for it or hope my guy has it. Remember the August drought? I just remember being in my 20s in Minnesota, and there was always an August drought. You'd hit August, and it's not coming in. We don't have any. And you're scraping resin out of a 1E and trying to smoke that. Do I sound desperate? I'm not. Hey, and by the way, this is only appropriate. Minnesota is home to America's best small lake town.
Right.
According to Travel and Leisure, it's only appropriate. It should be every year, but I guess there are other states with lakes. Grand Marais. Small lake town. Well, I guess it's on Lake Superior. I was thinking, out there in the middle somewhere, maybe Gull or Cross or Minnetonka or something like that. But no, Grand Marais, and that's a fine representative for the state of Minnesota.
Oh, yeah, it's gorgeous.
Oh, yeah, I love Grand Marais. Gunflint Tavern up there. Bucks, Aces Hardware. That's all I remember.
How are the moose doing? Are there, moose population, I heard, has been declining. I wonder, can you still see a moose up in the Gunflint Trail?
I bet you can. I haven't been tracking that. I remember about 5 or 6 years ago when I was doing a hunting podcast here in Minnesota. We talked about it quite a bit because the numbers were plunging up in northern Minnesota. They were trying to, was it a parasite? Is it the wolves doing much better in northern Minnesota? They thought it was probably a combination of both. But, right, the moose population was plunging, but then I quit doing the podcast, so I guess I quit caring.
Wow.
I know. Aren't I a dick? But I hope so. I hope they're back, you know, with the moose. You got to have your moose in Minnesota. We want a healthy moose population, so I don't know how they're doing up there. But, yeah, Grand Marais, it's quite a drive up there, but what a drive. Once you get to Duluth and you get on the North Shore, Highway 61, Abraham said to God, where do you want that killing done? He said, do it out there on Highway 61.
Yeah, it's pretty stunning.
Yeah, the entire drive up. And so you get all the way up there to the tippy top. Practically, I think Grand Portage is right up there at the High Line, the border. But, yeah, Grand Marais, fine drive. Nice to be up there in the summer. This is about the time of the year to go. You go up in September, bring that big sweater, that puffy jacket. It cools off pretty quick up there. But, yeah, it's beautiful. They have that hotel right out there on the point. We were out there skiing one time, I remember, up at Lutsen, and we decided to stay at Grand Marais. We're like, it's only 20 miles up the road. Let's go stay up in Grand Marais and party up there and have a good time. And we decided to go out, a buddy of mine and myself, and we decided to go out onto that little peak island right out there in Grand Marais. You know which one I'm talking about, the white 2-story deal right out on the water. Thought that's a cool place to stay. We go in there, and they said, oh, yeah, the only thing we have left is our little honeymoon room, the honeymoon suite. We're like, well, we need a room. So we got it, and we walked in. It was very romantic. And it's my buddy and myself. It was a little awkward, but the sex was great.
Oh, my God.
Sure, I mean, you have to take advantage of it.
You got the rose petals and the chocolate strawberries. You got to get it on, right?
Yeah, you can't put those to waste.
Got to get after it. Awkward. Let's keep trucking along. We have a fun show for you this morning. We slapped together some fun stuff. A lot of great audio. I think we're going to do the Fesshole thing. I was hanging out on Twitter this morning looking at Fesshole. Flashback Friday. Visit some of our favorite audio stories from the past several years. Anyway, a lot going on. Mike Evans talking about the new movies hitting the theaters this weekend at 6:30. And Ken has talked about it. Traffic and weather coming your way. Hang tight.
Smoking weed, doing coke.
It's the KQ Morning Show, 92 KQRS.
Yeah, from the 70s glam rock of Sweet to the glam and glitz of your Hollywood report. It's Movie Review Friday. Mike Evans, good morning.
Hey, good morning, guys. Good morning. And we start off reminding everybody, no better time to go to movies of the weekend, and the only theaters worth going to, Marcus Theaters, brings this report to you every day. Marcus Theater proud to announce the Value Tuesday, $6 for any movie, and the fabulous concessions, great restaurants, and I always pick one theater every day. This weekend's theater, I suggest the Southbridge Crossing Cinema. Yeah,
great one.
Yeah, it's really a nice location. Okay, Love Nuggets, more dirt seeping out regarding Kevin Costner's divorce. His wife accuses Kevin Costner of hiding millions and millions of dollars and other evidence from her and the judge. She said she didn't understand the prenup. I don't think that's a good excuse. I don't think that'll hold up.
No.
Here's an unusual love nugget. Adam Sandler sends flowers to Jennifer Aniston every Mother's Day. Due to her fertility problems, Jennifer has undergone IFV treatments for years, never had a child.
I did not know that. And that Adam Sandler, is there a sweeter guy in Hollywood?
I know. Very nice. It is Movie Review Friday. First, The Hill, the true story about a religious Texas family in general and their son, Ricky Hill, in particular. Ricky is born with a serious degenerative spinal disease and can barely walk. As a little kid, he loves hitting rocks with a stick. And he loves baseball. As he gets older, Ricky, played by Colin Ford, starts hitting baseballs and dreams of someday maybe playing baseball despite his physical handicap. Now, his preacher, the dad, played by Dennis Quaid, is against his son's dream, fearing that life-threatening injury if he tried to play baseball. Deep deeply faith-based movie. It's a true story. I don't want to give away a spoiler, but sort of a happy ending.
Okay.
So check this out. Ricky's now 67 years old, and despite a lot of surgeries, 9 screws, 14-inch rod holding him together, Ricky threw out the first ball at a Texas Ranger game just last week.
Outstanding. Wow, that's phenomenal.
It is. Rated PG. It's 2 hours long, 3 stars. Next is Gran Turismo, another true story. This one about Jan Mardenborough, who played video games as a kid. Liked to play the Gran Turismo as a kid, but he dreamed of growing up and being a real race car driver. And he did. The film is entertaining, sometimes monotonous, exciting, sometimes drags. And as I liked about it, it sort of explains and gives an enlightenment of the underbelly of auto racing. A little overacted, but still worth seeing. Rated PG-13, 2 hours, 15 minutes, 2.5, almost 3 stars.
All right. You've got me interested in that one. Sure.
Okay, and now this one. Retribution. Retribution is another, been there, done that, Liam Neeson
Oh,
movie.
boy. Jeez.
Same thing.
Damn.
It's the same thing. Redemption, revenge. It's a time limit to save his family. I mean, it's the same thing.
He's an accomplished actor, and when he started his career, he did a variety of roles. I wonder why he just got locked in. Is he just kind of the money? Was it the death of his wife? What happened there?
I don't know, but it's the same thing. This time it's more it's family, not just the daughter. But it's like we've all been there and done that before.
Yeah.
And finally, is it true Madonna wants Britney Spears to join her on tour? Now, if she does, no doubt they would share a kiss every night, just like
Song.
they did 20 years ago at the MTV.
That's right. Shock the world, rock the world. Well, you know what? Is Britney, when was the last time she worked? I mean, does she need to get back out on the road? Certainly then she would be under some supervision and, maybe Madonna keep an eye on her and her people. Would that be a good thing for her?
I think Britney just needs. I think it's the last thing she needs.
Okay, yeah, right.
I think it's the last thing.
With Madonna, right? It sounds like it could be a little too wild. It might send her over the deep end, off the deep end.
We wish her the best.
Yeah.
How are things Minneapolis, St. Paul, getting ready for the Vikings this weekend?
Yeah, the Vikings this weekend, another preseason. We talked about that. The head coach around here just doesn't want to play the starters in the preseason. He does it a different way. It worked out. He did the same thing last year. So, you're going to give him the benefit of the doubt. So, really looking for that season opener once we get to September. But it's State Fair time here. Steve sleeping in this morning so he can gear up for his first Minnesota State Fair, which isn't entirely true, but we're excited to be out there. And the weather, dude, we were at 100 degrees. Now, 100 degrees in Minnesota with this humidity, it's oppressive. But that's all gone. Now we're looking at 80 perfect summer weather here in Minnesota and the big State Fair. So we're jacked for an exciting weekend.
Oh, you're going to be eating some of those fried Snicker bars. I know you are.
Oh, yeah.
Just the thought of it makes me want to sing. It's Aloha Friday. No, we're to Monday. We're going to play day Aloha Friday. Have a safe weekend. Go Twins. Go Vikings. Talk to you on Monday. Mili Kalikamaka. Hauli Maka. Hiki ho lili o kalani. Kalani ani o ke. Loku in the cock and the ark and ho.
Aloha. Aloha. Aloha.
I just feel like I should be throwing back a shot when he does that. That's what I'm thinking about, getting the party started. But we have this story this morning. Hell hath no fury. Miami Dolphins cornerback Eli Apple got a bounty put on him by his ex-girlfriend, Destana? I don't know.
Sure.
She put a bounty on him with the rest of the NFL players. Now, as an NFL player, we all know the big Saints scandal. Back when they took it to the Vikes, Brett Favre and the Vikes, they had a bounty on Brett Favre, and then it really blew up. I think the next season that they had put bounties out on people's heads, and there's all sorts of things. But Destani, his baby mama, has put a bounty out on him with the rest of the NFL. She says, quote, if you play against my baby dad this season, please go for the knees, maybe a hammy. That's not how hammies work. They just pull on their own. I don't know if she knows what she's talking about.
What's the bounty? What's she offering?
She said, I'll gladly zell you back any fines. So she's going to pay your fines? Well, what the? Come on.
No gain.
She alleges during their pregnancy that their son needed a blood transfusion and Eli refused to donate even though he's a direct match. That's allegations. He said, she said, we don't know. She also said he sent her nasty messages after the baby was born and had previously told her he has a sex problem, and she was the 6th woman he got pregnant within 3 years. Well, like I said, I don't have any proof. Like he said, she said, you don't get in the middle of this, but that's not the guy gets hurt. There's going to be some speculation. Eli Apple. I don't even know who the heck that is, but that's quite a name. Eli Apple. I kind of like it. Don't you think?
Sure.
Skid marks in the toilet bowls. Anybody else have a problem with that? My God, there's like twice a week I'm down on my hands and knees just scrubbing with the Brillo pads. Oh, it's just a mess.
No, I'm sorry. And that's just your skin.
Well, wait till after my fair weekend because going out there on Sunday too and really gonna.
Did you ever get it on your underpants?
Never. I don't wear underpants, of course. Skid marks happen. I do try to stay clean. No, I bring it up because there's this exciting news. A scientific breakthrough, you guys. Researchers have discovered a way to fix toilet bowls so that no waste sticks to the bowl. Is this one of those olive oil things?
Or Pam?
A little Pam in there. I wonder if that would work. You ever tried that on the snow shovel? Get the sticky snow? You put some Pam on there? Mm-hmm. Yeah, it works, by the way.
Yeah, it does.
The problem isn't just that people don't want to see skid marks in the toilet. There's also the issue that most flush toilets use a lot of water and even more water if multiple flushes are required. Yeah, the old second flush. Yeah. Or third. The scientists use 3D print technology to develop what they're calling an abrasion-resistant, super slippery flush toilet. We live in exciting times. Smart toilets, super slippery toilets, just as long as it's not on the seat, right? You don't want to. Sometimes I sit down hard, I fall onto the seat. I don't want to, slide right off. They tested it. It got a little gross. They had to simulate waste. That's where I'd be called in. Get Zep in here. They used various complex fluids such as milk, yogurt, and highly sticky honey. They also developed a dyed, sticky synthetic feces to use. Oh.
So they're designing synthetic feces?
Yeah, it's synthetic feces.
I'm a scientist.
What you working on?
Well, I'd like to tell you about my synthetic feces.
That's nice.
They're realistic.
Oh my God, that voice.
No kidding.
I'm going to do that all morning. How about that?
Oh gosh.
I like it. And then Candace can use her. What was her Norwegian voice? Example of that. I forgot what she was speaking Norwegian. It was yesterday or the day before.
I was only a one.
And Tony the scientist. They don't know. No word on when these wonderful new super slippery toilets will hit the market. But, if you've got a problem with that, that's something to look forward to. Sit back. Speaking of feces sticking to the toilet, imagine a 314-foot Slim Jim. Oh, yeah. Is that Randy Macho? Didn't he do the Slim Jim commercials? Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Step into a Slim Jim. Yeah. There was not a Guinness World Record, but that didn't stop this Wisconsin company over there right in the middle of Wisconsin, Wenzel Farms. I'm not familiar, but they're a meat company. I'm sure they're a damn fine meat company. They just cooked up and achieved a Guinness World Record. Like I said, there wasn't one. All they had to do was make it like 15 feet, but now you got to go for the gusto, a 314, more than a football field long Slim Jim for their 75th anniversary. So, yeah, there you have it. The longest meat stick in the world.
Wow.
Not at the Minnesota State Fair. It's right over here in our neighboring Wisconsin. It looks just like a really long earthworm. You know what I'm saying? Doesn't look very appetizing. Can you feed that to people? Because they have the gloves on. If people eat it, I'd eat it. If you're in Wisconsin, you're half drunk. You just cross the border, you're half drunk. You're halfway there. So, yeah, they probably did gobble that sucker up. We're giving away Pearl Jam tickets at 8 o'clock this morning.
Nice.
A comedian in studio at 9 o'clock.
Nice.
And join Misa Liller. Start here.
Misa Liller.
It's Misa Liller. Oh, man. Never going to live that one down.
Bepp.
Join Lisa Miller and Law Tigers, Taw Ligers, at the Liger.
Oh, yes.
All right, we want to make sure they get their money's worth out of this. I'm going to start it all over. Join Lisa Miller and Law Tigers at the annual Operation Zero Motorcycle Show and Celebration. That's happening tomorrow. 10 to noon is when they're going to be there at Veterans Lake in Ramsey. This is an all-day event. I'll be out there emceeing. Love to see your smiling face. We'll have live music all throughout the day, bike and car show, food and drink vendors all over the place. All the proceeds going to benefit Minnesota veterans. Operation Zero. The idea there is to get to 0 suicides is the goal. Festivities start at 10 a.m., and they'll go through fireworks in the evening. More info at 92kqrs.com. But, yeah, make sure you're out there when Lisa's out there with Law Tigers, that fine outfit. From 10 to noon, they'll be there. And we're coming back with more of the KQ Morning Show. Hang tight.
Hey, Mom!
Mom!
It's the KQ Morning Show, 92 KQRS. Zep, Tony, Candace, and Steve Gorman are the KQ Morning Show, 92 KQRS.
They need to make that one about 3 minutes longer. Just let it go. Who potted that down in the studio? That's enough of that slow groove.
It's a fade out. It's a natural fade out.
I say let it naturally fade out a little later. Anyway, that band, The War, by the way, known as
War.
The War, just War, known as, I'm not even going to say that now. I'm moving on.
Oh, come on.
I had a little fun fact. This is what should happen to scumbags, I think. I love this story. Just came out this morning. Caught on a guy's door cam. You know how people have the remote door cams right at home? So if somebody comes and rings the bell, you get it on your phone. You're like, hey, not home right now. But you can see who's padding around out there. So this is an apartment building in Dallas. Some guy comes up to the doorbell camera. Now, the guy is home, but he doesn't recognize him as a maintenance man in the building, and he's posing as a maintenance man in the building. He's like, I don't know who this guy is, so I'm just going to tell him I'm not home right now and to leave. And when he says he's not home, the guy's like, okay, and another guy with a mask comes in and a gun, and they start kicking in the door. What? Yeah, right, exactly. Isn't that terrifying? So now you're inside. These guys are kicking their way in. Listen to this.
Can I help you? Oh, yes, they came to check your air filters. I'm not sure. This is 8277.
Oh, nobody's home right now. You'll have to wait till another day.
Oh, much appreciated.
Now they're going to kick in the door, try to kick in the door. Oh, that was the guy inside the apartment.
Whoa.
Firing 13 shots through the door. That's how that happens. And he didn't get the guys. The one guy that was kicking at the door, I know, he just missed him, and then the guy went right down to the floor. They ran off. They were eventually arrested. And I guess he owes the apartment building a new door, but better than your life or all your belongings. I want to listen to that again. So here he comes up to the door, bangs on the door. It's maintenance guy. I know you can't hear the audio very well, one of these doorbell cameras. Maintenance guy. And he says, hey, I'm not around. I don't want to deal with you. I don't know who you are. You don't seem like the maintenance guy in our apartment building, or I don't recognize you as such. And then they start kicking in the door.
Can I help you? Oh, yes, they came to check your air filters. I'm not sure. This is 8277.
Oh, nobody's home right now. You'll have to wait till another day.
Oh, much appreciated.
Dang, Wild West there. You're right. Well, 13 gunshots, count them up. And like I said, they got away, but the cops recognized him from the doorbell camera, picked him up, and his accomplice, they got arrested. Ethan Gonzalez, the guy in the apartment, by the way, is okay. No one was hurt outside the apartment because some of the bullets did hit the apartment across the hall, but they said everyone's all right, and would have been an entirely bad thing if we would have nailed that guy with a shot or two, but that's how you do it. Yeah. This is how you don't do it. 41-year-old cardiovascular surgical technician at Mount Sinai Hospital in New York. That's a big deal. He's just been sued by a former coworker because he's been watching porn during open heart surgeries.
I can't wait just a couple minutes.
Right. I get that's a porn addiction right there. You can't set it aside. I know you can be in there for a long time. Don't those open heart surgeries, they sometimes last for hours and hours and hours. And
maybe it calms him. I mean, if he's a really good heart surgeon.
Well, yeah, some of them, they like classical music. Who was that heart surgeon years ago? He used to play classic rock and then try to ask trivia questions amongst everyone. I mean, these are brilliant people. These guys get away with a little porn. What kind of porn you watch? Are you watching doctor porn?
Right.
You know, I know 37-year-old Sandra Morris worked at Mount Sinai under this guy until she was fired in June. She says Amit created a hostile work environment by calling her derogatory names. What now? Why you got to be a dick about it?
Yeah.
Just watch your porn, man.
Yeah.
Be cool.
Yeah.
There's no corroboration of Sandra's claims, although when the classy journalist from the New York Post went poking around Mount Sinai yesterday, one nurse anonymously told him, people here are horny.
Yeah.
You know, I guess. People everywhere are horny, nurse. Well, there's Candace, calm down. Down, girl. Stay in your studio. But yeah, there's no word on whether his porn watching ever put any patients in jeopardy or led to any deaths. Sandra's seeking an undisclosed amount in damages. Well, I think I'd maybe rather have my doctor watching porn than trying to figure out how to read my brain. Scientists at the University of California, Berkeley have managed to successfully hack private information out of someone's brain.
Oh, God.
That's fascinating.
Yeah, they used a device called Emotive, which is a tool that lets people interact with computers using just their thoughts. That's coming next. Forget about the typing and the clicking with the mouse. Get rid of that. We're not going to hear that anymore. We're just going to do it with our brains. The scientists hook people. You know how distracted and scatterbrained I am? I'm going to be reading something, and it's going to. You talk about porn popping up on your screen. No, it just quickly flashed through my mind. Don't put it on my screen. The scientists hooked people up to computers, then monitored their brain scans. They showed the subjects images of things like banks and ATMs and could actually read their PIN numbers. Wow, this is wonderful. Please, this is what society needs. Keep working away. They also flashed images of people and could tell if the subjects knew them or not. The scientists say it's not 100% effective yet, but they're working on it. They'll perfect that, and that'll be the end of mankind before you know it.
Yeah, once that starts.
Yeah, right. I know. We're just so quick to end it all and then go, oh, well, so I didn't think about that.
Oh.
I know they got to get out of the lab a little more often, you know? Live life. Maybe not like this, though. A couple has revealed they spend just $50 a week on groceries. I don't know.
No way.
Now that I don't have the fam, you know, where you track your finances and your no way, you don't think so, Candace?
No way.
You can't
50?
eat two people, $50 a week on groceries.
No chance.
Well, they do it by eating roadkill and wild plants.
Oh, well, okay then.
Yeah, so where's the 50 going?
Yeah, that'll show right, exactly. Pepsid, Pepto-Bismol. You know, a nice side salad, a little roughage with your roadkill. No, they're going with wild plants. Eric and Jess also feast on roadkill such as possum, groundhog, squirrel, occasionally wild turkey or ducks. Well, if you get it when it's fresh, you know, they have that wild kill or that roadkill law in a lot of states. I know they had it out in Montana, or have it, I should say, out in Montana. I don't know if we have it here in Minnesota or not. Probably not. We just seem a little too sophisticated for the roadkill law, but a lot of states do. I know South Dakota has it that if you hit something, you know, you can call the DNR or be something else in South Dakota Game Fish and Parks, and they'll come and tag it, and then you can harvest that if you want.
Have you ever done that? You ever eaten a roadkill delicacy?
Apparently, the only time I did was in Prior Lake, Minnesota, many years ago while we were on the air doing the show. I was kind of goofing around, I don't know, like I do during the show. And we're reading a story about a restaurant down in Prior Lake. Forget what the name of it was, but it was one of these Asian buffets down there, no longer open. It's a Mexican restaurant now, but it was an Asian buffet at the time. And someone saw deer legs sticking out of the dumpster in back of the restaurant and called the health department. The health department came out, and it turns out this restaurant was picking up roadkill, venison, cutting it up and throwing it in the beef lo mein or whatever, you know, throwing it in. They were using roadkill. Obviously shut them down immediately. Thankfully, no one got sick as a result of it. It's scandalous. And as we're reading the story, I'm like, oh, this place, cool. You know, imagine. And then they said the name of the place, and I was like, Sydney and I eat there like once a week.
Well,
it's pretty good, but I do like venison.
Yeah.
You know.
Just had some yesterday.
Did you?
I did.
Oh, I'm envious. Sounds good. Yeah, so these people, so the roadkill, well, you know what? If you want to live off would that be living off the land, living off the road? knock yourself out. More for us, I guess. But yeah, I'll go ahead and spend an extra couple of bucks so that I'm not scraping it off the road.
Hey, Larry from Maplewood wants to talk to us.
Holy cow, we have a phone call?
Larry.
Larry, good morning.
Morning's up.
How's it going?
Pretty good. Yeah, hey, they do have that roadkill thing here in Minnesota.
Oh, okay. Do you have to hit it? I mean, so it's an animal that you hit or something like that. You're not just going to drive up on any roadkill. I suppose if someone else just hit it and you saw them hit it, how's that work? Do you know?
No, basically, you have to hit the deer. That's all I've hit that I've taken home before actually trying to cover. And you're supposed to call the DNR. They give you a number.
Yeah.
And then you take it home. Simple as that.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's a good law. I mean, because no one's going to just hit a deer so that they can harvest a deer and pay a $500 deductible, screw up your vehicle or anything like that. It's going to be an accident, and why let good meat go to waste?
Yeah, and a lot of times they don't always have successful kills, so you got to put him out and then harvest what you can. Pretty good idea.
Harvest what you can. I suppose where you hit it, though, you'd have a lot of trauma there. You might have bad quarter or something like that.
A lot of internal bleeding, a lot of bad meat, but you can usually get some out of it. So it's
for sure. Back straps will be good. All right, man. All right, Larry, we appreciate it. Thanks for the information.
Have a good day.
All right, get out there and mow down some deer and harvest them. Would you guys eat like a possum? It's a roadkill law.
I would try a possum.
No, Candace, no.
No, my brother said he saw a possum in my mom's yard. Right in the middle of the city and almost threw up.
Yeah, well, they're around.
Yeah, we had one in the driveway one time. Just stared in the headlights.
I guess they're good for the environment, but
they eat all those little
freaky
mice and critters, you don't want running around.
I suppose, but their tails, they're so thick and long.
Yeah, just they're creepy little critters. Just stay out of sight, Come out and do your thing at night. I think they're nocturnal feeders. I'm not sure. And then they hunker down during the day. So, yeah, do your dirty business, but just, don't be creeping Candace out there in the yard. She's going to come after you. Well, say what you will about this guy, still a kid at heart. That's the line in the story. This, I don't know. You guys tell me what you think. 51-year-old guy named John McGee got arrested in Indiana the other day for driving under the influence. What was he driving? No, not a lawnmower. We've heard of that one. I heard of a horse. Out west, some guy got busted for riding his horse to town drunk. It's not like the horse was drunk. The horse isn't going to run into a car. It's an animal. It's got a little bit of a brain in there. A horse isn't that stupid. You're not going to get into an accident with a horse. It'll get you there. Hell, you could pass out on the back of the horse. As long as you're at the bar, the horse is going to go where? Home to the barn. Anyway, this guy got pulled over driving a Jeep Power Wheel, the kid car. And those little Jeep Power
electric
Wheels.
Oh, God, we used to have one of those.
How the hell did he get in it? Of course, they don't have a photo here for us. And were you guys recording the audio? I feel like we really got cheated on this one because we didn't get audio out of it. The cop noted the Power Wheel was hard to see because it didn't have lights or reflectors. Unsafe on the road. Only unsafe to him. Pretty sure if a car hits him, it's not even going to damage the car. And can you harvest him then? He got arrested after he failed a sobriety test. Had a little meth in his system, too. He was going to go to jail anyway.
Just a little taste of meth, huh?
Just
no big deal.
A little something of meth right there. Well, what are you going to do? Tommy Lee, still keeping it classy. All right, Tommy, here's the thing. Motley Crue's been around for a few years. And it goes all the way back to our childhood. Your audience is aging.
My penis?
Yeah, his penis is aging. World's
looks
longest
pretty good
meat
for what
stick.
I saw last August.
Last August, he showed you his wiener.
He whips it out every day, every chance he can.
Remember when Jim Morrison got busted for that?
No proof, no photos. There was no.
All right, Candy, you don't have to defend him. He's dead. He's a dead man. We don't put it to rest. But Tommy Lee whips it out. Well, Tommy Lee a little disappointed in the number of women bearing their breast. This was at a Motley Crue show in El Paso last Friday night. Again, your audience is aging. Tommy, read the crowd. The teenage girl, the 20-something-year-olds, they're not coming to the show. Probably not coming to the Motley Crue shows, maybe a few of them. Anyway, so keeping it classy, Tommy brought his wife, Brittany, on stage to flash the crowd. I don't know if we can get this audio going or not.
I want to see some big old Where are they?
Where are
got somebody who ain't scared. I'm going to bring my wife out here to show you
on stage.
You guys ready for this? Does that not get the party started? Let's go!
He's such a
dork,
such a hooplehead, isn't he?
It is what it is.
Tommy is always going to be Tommy. He's never going to be anything different. He's not going to evolve into another creature, right?
Nope.
He's just always. But his wife, however, is not probably the same age as his listening audience, as the Motley Crue fans. You know what I'm saying? He married young. She's a beautiful woman. But yeah, you're gonna have to expect a little less out of your audience. You're just not getting it like you used to. I know, Tommy.
Well, he asked at the show at US Bank Stadium. He asked to see the boobies, and I saw quite a few boobies.
Mm-hmm.
I'm cool with it.
Yeah, no, I'm totally. You loon, you. Hey, we're giving away Pearl Jam tickets at 8 o'clock. Pretty stoked about that. Here at 7:30, we're going to get into some relationship stuff. We have quite a bit, actually. Married, single. Married but want to be single. We have a little something for everyone. Hang tight.
I don't know. I doubt it.
It's the KQ Morning Show. 92 KQRS.
And we'll be up close and personal out at the State Fair today, 11 to 1. Pretty excited for that. I have some friends that just don't get into it. You go to the fair, you poor thing. I'm like, I don't know. I like it. I go out there on my own. When I'm not forced to go out there. Well, I guess. I don't know. I think I've probably been at the State Fair alone. I'm not going alone on Sunday, but I mean, when I'm not forced to or required by the company, like I am today. Because it's going to be such hard work out there with you guys. Steve will be joining us. Not on with us this morning, but Steve's going to make it for the State Fair.
He will.
Just the fun stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like that. How do you get away with that? That's nice. All right, some relationship stuff. And like I said before the break, I think we have a little something here for everyone. You're in a marriage, it's very natural. What do they say, that 7-year wall, or is that 7-year itch, or is that when you get divorced? I don't know. But you get in there, and things tend to cool off a little bit. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I mean, my God, you can't go at it like bunnies forever. But if you're just looking to spice things up a little bit, do scary things together. Head down to Valley Fair and get on a roller coaster, I guess, or something like that. Studies.
Adrenaline rush, is that what they're going for?
Yeah, the adrenaline will. Studies have shown that doing scary and exciting things together can increase your attraction to each other.
That makes sense.
Yeah?
Yeah, I like to do stuff. It gets tiring just going to dinner and trying to talk about stuff all the time, Just let's do something.
Scary movie stuff, She grabs onto you. All right, baby, I got you. What if he is the one screaming and hiding his eyes, though?
That's how you find out.
That's how you find out if that turns you off or not. It's because of a phenomenon called misattribution of arousal. Basically, when you do something scary, your heart rate and blood pressure go up, you become more alert, and your fight or flight instinct kicks in, I guess, and that makes us horny. Everything makes us horny.
I know. I was thinking about when we had that dream lady on.
Yeah.
And I had a sexy dream yesterday. I'm not gonna lie, during my nap, and then I was like, I think all my dreams, they just mean that I'm horny. I don't think there's anything deeper than that.
No. Well, we have a comedian coming in today. Maybe you could hit on him. See what you can get done.
Tell him
with
about
that.
your sexy dream.
Unprofessional.
I'm sorry. You're right. That is unprofessional. We can't do that. It's in the workplace. Not cool.
Hey, it's Candace.
I'm aroused. It's misattribution of arousal. Even though that's all happening because of the activity, our brains associate the excitement and arousal with the person we're doing the activity with. Yeah, that's why you like the date nights. You go to see a scary movie. Makes us feel stronger. Feelings about our significant others. So you've got that. A little something to spice it up. Get the scary movie. You don't have to wait till Shocktober. Get the scary movies going.
Or you're the mighty protector.
Yeah, that's right. I'm not scared. I've got you. She said to Tony.
Right.
Well, here's one for the lonely. The very sad and lonely. There's a new term called master dating.
What?
Yeah, master dating. A hot new term for taking yourself out on elaborate dates.
Oh,
master
yeah.
dating.
I do that all the time.
Yeah.
Sure.
I've done that. I've traveled. I used to travel alone a lot.
And you like to master date?
Sure.
When you're alone?
Well, that was part of the
Sure.
itinerary of the trip.
Sure. TikTok all over this trend. Might also involve buying yourself nice gifts. Well, don't make it weird. It says here, or even sending yourself flowers. Now you're making it weird.
Yeah, that's
That is weird.
It was a nice thought. Yeah, like I'm not going to, I don't have anybody to date. I'm not going to sit home and feel sorry for myself and mope around. And I also might not feel like going out to the local meat market and getting in on the action, right? I'm just going to go out and treat myself, but I'm not sending myself flowers.
Yeah,
That's
buying and sending
weird.
is different. Like
Right.
today, I'm not feeling super hot. I'm going to go buy myself a nice pair of slacks. Some new
Slacks. Some sensible slacks.
Yeah, bloomers maybe.
Yeah,
I don't know.
fall's coming back to school,
Time to get the slacks going. I don't know. You've got so you're not wearing that to the fair?
No, I'm going to go to Kohl's after the fair.
Are you having a wardrobe
all
panic
right.
here before you go to the fair? I mentioned.
I just don't know what I'm going to wear to my show tomorrow
Oh.
because I had this whole outfit planned for really hot, humid weather because last year at Tribute Fest in Duluth,
Yeah.
it was disgustingly hot. And now it's supposed to be 60
Oh yeah.
tomorrow.
You're
Wait a
gonna need
minute.
some slacks.
You're a rock star in a Sabbath tribute band. You should be wearing like leather pants. Instead,
Yep.
you're going to go shopping at Kohl's.
Hey, don't knock
First-
Kohl's. Kohl's
like
has
Kohl's.
some stuff.
Nothing wrong with Kohl's, but I'm just saying when you're up there, the Princess of Darkness on the stage. I don't know if Kohl's do they have a section for that? An S&M
find
section?
out.
All right, you're going to find out.
Hey, it's Candace.
Maybe take yourself out for a little master date at Kohl's today.
Yeah.
Buy yourself something nice, something practical for the
Kohl's
fall.
cash,
Yep, use your Kohl's cash, yeah.
savings.
Good for
Get
slacks.
going. All right.
Slacks. I love that word.
Slacks.
Trousers and slacks.
Right. And Sabotage up at their Tribute Fest. All right, so if you're getting out of it, we got the State Fair going on this weekend, but if you just want to get out of town, you want to get up a little further north, there's nothing wrong with that. A lot of people like to escape the fair, especially that opening weekend. It's going to be gonzo out there, no doubt about it. And you want to head up to Tribute Fest. Candace, the details. Let's get a plug in here for
Oh,
you.
yeah. So tomorrow we play at noon. It's in Bayfront Park. There's 2 stages. We're on the big stage, which is really exciting at noon. And then there are bands all day. So there'll be 6 bands on the main stage. And then in between the bands, there'll be other bands on the other stage. So just music all day.
Bands.
Yeah. And it's going to be super fun. Duluth is amazing.
It's a good town to party in.
Yeah.
No doubt. I'm going to make Tribute Fest. I can't do it this weekend, but one of these years I'm going to get up there and take some video for us. Well, I got my own thing going on tomorrow.
It's
but.
cool. It's cool.
Right. Okay. Now back to the stuff. So we did that for the lonely people, master dating. The point is to love you as a person, blah, blah, blah. Embrace it. Just don't send yourself flowers. Buy flowers and take them home. But don't, well, I guess, when you put it that way.
Well, if you do that, don't act surprised.
Yeah, right. This next one, this is going to be pretty controversial. So sociologist named Catherine Hakim says she's figured out the 2 keys to ultimate happiness. Wow. They are a long marriage, okay, and lots of sex.
Oh.
Well, which is it? Just not with the same person. This is where it gets controversial. Hakim says she's found the idea of marrying someone and only having sex with them has become antiquated. Sex is now a leisure activity and is becoming less and less connected to real emotional love. She says marriage is about passionate feelings, emotional fulfillment, love, and support. Affairs are about excitement, fantasy, refusal to accept just growing old, maybe sticking your fingers in places you can't with your spouse. I don't know. That's what she's suggesting. The ultimate happiness comes from combining the best things you get from marriage and the best things you get from lots of sex with other people. Thoughts?
I mean, I don't know. I'm not there yet.
Okay. Well, you're Scandinavian. We know that.
Yeah.
Scandinavian countries, more couples have something called parallel relationships.
Oh.
That's being married. Oh, tell me more, Zep, about parallel relationships. They make it sound so, right, don't they? That's being married, but accepting that your spouse is going to have sex with other people. I'm a pretty open guy. I'd love to try and sell this one to someone, but I don't like it myself. I like the part where I get to sleep with. No, I don't even know if I like that or not. Right?
Yeah,
I mean,
I don't know.
I'm a little old school for this. But
I'm
I see,
learning this.
Yeah, Tony's shaking his head. Yes, big time over there. No, I don't.
I just sport free love across the board.
With anyone and everyone. Almost half the men and 1/3 of the women in Finland apparently have parallel relationships. And by the way, their divorce rate is lower. Well, yeah, because probably half the divorces are because someone's screwing around, I'm guessing. I mean, I just pulled that out of my bottom. But the divorce rate is lower than the rate in countries where open marriages are taboo, like here. Yeah, very controversial. Good luck trying to sell that one. About halfway down the road, if you're already married and you're well into it. So, honey, in Finland, maybe take her to Finland on a vacation and then start talking to some Finns and get that going. And, because if she hears it from someone else, but if you're trying to sell it, good luck. Yeah, not cool. Is that me? Little headphone feedback there?
Yeah, I don't
Jimi
know.
Hendrix experience?
I'm too jealous for that.
To have a parallel relationship?
Yeah.
Fair enough. I kind of feel the same way. And like I said, I'm kind of a let it be kind of guy. But no, probably not on that one. Just couldn't get used to it.
Yeah.
It's like that, what was it? The story we had last week or something like that, where she was like, I have my husband and I have great sex with this other person. Oh, the lady that was dying. That's right. She had 6 months left to live, and she goes to her husband and said, you know what? I'm dying. Would you mind if I have sex with an ex? Because sex used to rock with him. I love you. You fulfill my life. I'm happy with you. But sex was better with my ex. Do you mind if I knock a piece off before I die? Several of you were okay with it. Steve said he couldn't argue. I would not deny someone their last wish before they're going to die, but I think I'd just be like, I'm out of here. Right. My feelings are hurt.
Oh, poor Zeb and his feelers.
Yes. It's more important than anyone's life.
Who'd have thunk it? You're just a little sensitive boy.
What a baby. What a pansy.
I mean, who would have thought that? I lose my cool like every day. I'm kind of a dink about stuff. You don't think I'm like that in my relationships? I'm not moody in my relationships. I just save it all for you guys on the air. Well, this one I think tracks. Since reporting it would be painless, one more thing on the relationship front this morning. A new survey on work romances, tricky, found that employees most likely to have one are people in HR. Yeah, those filthy animals.
That must be why we don't have an HR anymore.
Yeah, we don't have an HR anymore, do we? Who fires us? When I got fired in 17, when I got fired, HR, they were the one that nobody wants to get their hands dirty, so HR does it. Here's your check, Brian.
No HR here. Wow, it's the Wild West.
Yeah, we can do anything we want. No HR. Let's start taking it off.
No Toby.
Toby, that son of a bitch. Your coworkers in human resources are more likely than any other group to flirt with employees, have a crush on a coworker, have sexy dreams, Candace, about a colleague, and have a romantic or sexual relationship at work. Well, yeah, they can get away with it. Who's gonna report it? Who are they going to report it to? Their HR. They get away. They have all the power. There was a time when, because the management, they have all the power, right? But then politically correct times come along. The workplace is just unfair and a lot of bad things are happening. So they come up with human resources to kind of level the playing field. But now I think it's swung in their favor. They have all the power. HR does. Because no one wants to go sit in those classes, for crying out loud. HR people, my headphones are practically turned on. I don't know. HR people are also the most likely to have it blow up in their face. Oh, okay, so it does come back to haunt them. 81% said their working relationship suffered. 25% said it became uncomfortable. I don't know. Who wants to hear all the stats? A few more on working relationships. About half of us have dated a coworker. I've been there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, sure.
Tony, you married one.
Absolutely.
Candace.
Dating's a stretch.
Hooking up, dating, potato, tomato. About 3/4 of us admit to at least flirting with a coworker before and being in a relationship. Yeah, well, I mean, a little flirting, but you can't do that anymore either.
Nope.
Saw that in the video. No flirting.
No flirting.
Very few of us, only about 1 in 11 people, have had a romantic relationship at work while married. Oh. That seems low.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think that's where most of the cheating happens. It's with a coworker, I think, right?
Yeah, probably.
Men are more likely to cheat with a subordinate or someone they manage. Well, yeah, that's probably the only way they can get it. You know, hey, I'm your boss. If you want a promotion, you know what I'm saying? Well, that's it. I mean, guys, we're always begging for it. Women, they don't have to. They can snap your finger and, you know, there's a line out the door.
Shoot, I can't snap.
Oh, that's, well, never mind. Snap. The chances of finding love definitely aren't zero, though. 1 in 11 people have had a work romance end in marriage. That's not very high. Well, you know, whatever gets you through the workday. It's tough out there, right? Trying to get through the workday. It can be boring. A lot of meetings, that sort of stuff. Just, well, slip into the old tape room and knock off a piece.
Get it on.
What? Right now on the Maple Grove Lock and Safe Talk and Text line, 2 callers, 9 and 2, 651-989-ROCK. We're playing State Fair Attraction or Not. I dig this a lot. Yeah. And guess what we're giving away? Pearl Jam tickets coming to town, a couple of shows. This is for the Saturday 2nd, September 2nd show, that is, at Excel, prize provided by Live Nation. And thank you to the Minnesota Renaissance Festival for providing a couple of tickets for our runner-ups.
Huzzah!
Huzzah! 651-989-ROCK, State Fair Attraction or Not. Dial up. Good luck and hang tight.
Shut up. It's the KQ Morning Show, 92 KQRS. Zep, Tony, Candace, and Steve Gorman are the KQ Morning Show, 92 KQRS.
The boss on the Rock of Minnesota, 92 KQ. I don't know why I keep saying that. I just like the Rock of Minnesota. I just want to puke it out. 92 KQRS. We're live at the Minnesota State Fair until Labor Day. I was just on the 92 KQRS website seeing who was out there today. Chris Nelson out there yesterday. Of course, Lisa Miller there every afternoon. Through she'll be out there on Saturday as well. Ryder there today, 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. If she gets her headphones, what kind of disc jockey forgets their headphones? She pulls double duty out there. She does a lot. And then Lisa, of course, in the afternoon. It's true you've not been to the Minnesota State Fair if it has not been documented by Lisa Miller on the KQ patio, taking the pictures, getting them up on the KQ Facebook page and the website as well. And we will be there today from 11 to 1, we being all damn 4 of us. We let Steve sleep in, but he's going to be there with us from 11 to 1 today. And if while we're there, you come out and buy one of the 92 KQRS Morning Show T-shirts with our likeness on it, we will, with a Sharpie, of course, draw mustaches on ourselves.
Oh, yeah, I'm totally doing that.
Yeah, all over the place.
That's awesome.
Whose idea was this? Was this Ryder's idea? That we get our faces sketched onto a T-shirt.
It's kind of interesting.
It would have been interesting if we'd all been mooning, the T-shirt, like 4 solid cracks right there in your face.
Next fall. Who's going to take that picture that it's based on?
I will. Okay. We have the Blaze Orange. I'm digging that. We have the Vikings Purple. That's pretty cool, like the camo hat. But yeah, get out there and check it out. I love it all. Stop by the KQ Outdoor Lounge at the corner of Cooper and Lee and pick up that new gear. And we'll have a chance for you to win a Liberty Safe or airfare to your destination of choice. Plus, every day you'll have a shot to win $100 in free groceries. Complete contest rules at 92KQRS.com. All sponsored by Minnesota Roofing Company. And speaking of contests, we have Pearl Jam tickets to give away, Tony. What are we playing today?
Let's do something fun and topical. This is what happens.
No, I haven't missed a state fair in 39 years.
State fair. The fair.
This is interesting. Wow.
Minnesota State Fair attractions or not. The Minnesota State Fair, it's full of wonder and amazement. But can you actually find these things there? Or are they fair fakes? A simple yes or no.
All right. Candace, first up.
Alrighty. Let's see here. We have Wendy from Delano.
Good morning, Wendy.
Good morning.
How is it out in Delano this morning?
It was a little foggy, smoky this morning out in Delano.
All right, smoke. I think this is going to be smoky for the rest of our lives. Is it ever going to completely go away? All right, Wendy, enough pissing and moaning on my part. Let's get to it. State Fair attraction or not, Pearl Jam tickets up for grabs. You ready, Wendy?
Sure.
I'll turn it over to Tony.
Cool prize. Okay, Wend, you go out to the State Fair. Are you going to see the giant slide?
You can't miss it.
Yep, that's right.
Very good.
Giant slide.
Can't miss it.
Tony they had it mic'd up, and Tony used to swear as he'd go past it when he was a kid.
Yes, I think they still do, though. They would have the microphone suspended over the slide, and we'd drop the F-bomb or just yell out most ridiculous, obscene things we could, and you could hear it for blocks.
There you go, kids. That's something fun to look forward to.
God, it was so much fun. Number 2, the Lumberjack Show.
No.
Oh, I'm sorry. There's a big Lumberjack show.
Yeah,
it's right in our neck of the woods. The big steel Lumberjack Show right over next to us. I tell you what, they get running on those logs as well. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah, maybe my husband's there. Maybe I should
Get yourself a lumberjack.
Is that what you want?
Good luck, Candace. Girl.
She's desperate.
Girl goals.
Number 3, you go out there, are you going to see the Stages of Acne exhibit?
You are not.
Very
Well,
good.
not officially.
Yeah, right? Right. There'll be plenty of acne out there, but not on stage.
Number 4, the all-you-can-drink kombucha stand.
Oh, gosh, I hope not. I'd say no.
Very good.
Sounds
yes.
gassy.
Yeah. Number 5, deep-fried alligator bites.
Yes, unfortunately.
I've had them.
Oh,
They're tasty.
You haven't tried them, Wendy?
Greasy.
Yeah, oh, they are pretty greasy.
Yeah, kind of chewy.
The deep fried part.
Kind of like calamari. Not bad.
Yeah, right. It all comes from the tail, by the way. I learned that.
Really?
Yeah, I went over there and had it, and I said, so where do you get the alligator meat from? Is that of the hawk? Underbelly, something like that, like sushi? He said, no, it all comes from the tail.
Huh. I guess that
It's one
makes
big
sense.
piece of white meat.
All right, your last one. Honey dip tendons and ligaments over saffron rice.
Oh, please, no.
That's correct. No, very good. I was not counting, though, were you guys?
She only got one wrong.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, the lumberjack thing. The rest of them, she ran the table on the rest.
5 out of 6. Pretty impressive.
All right, Wendy, that's solid. We'll put you on hold. Contestant number 2, Candace.
Carl from Elk River.
Carl.
Good morning.
Good morning, Carl. Are you hot? Candace asked. No, I know. It's
the kids call me that. So.
Hot Carl?
The kids say I'm hot. All right.
All right, Carl. You've got your work cut out for you. Wendy went 5 for 6 for Pearl Jam tickets. We'll let Tony take it away.
I think you can do it, Carl. Number 1, you go out to the fair, you're going to see the Ye Old Mill.
Yes.
Yes, you are. Number 2, Senior Citizens Day Elderly 100-Yard Dash.
No.
I want to see it. I want it.
Number 3, Butter Sculptures featuring Princess Kay of the Milky Way.
Yes.
Man, a few words.
It's all business.
Number 4, Llama Costume Contest.
No.
I'm sorry that it's a real thing, and you can see it through 4-H.
I did not know that. See, I would have gone with a no on that one as well. Was that his first wrong?
Yes,
Yeah,
that's his
all right.
first wrong. There's a llama contest, costume contest. Number 5, edible sampling, beanbag chair, and Steely Dan lyric discussion lounge.
No.
Maybe next year.
Sounds cool, though, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does kind of sound cool. No pot allowed at the state fair. Well, there'll be lots of pot, but it'll be in people's bloodstream when they walk in.
All right,
Can't
your
buy it there.
Last one, and this is crucial. Number 6, the cold sore kissing booth.
No.
Right.
All right, that's Carney's, right? I'm doing that one on the side. That's a little side ride, the cold sore kissing booth. Well, we have ourselves a tie, Wendy and Carl. That means we need a tiebreaker, Tony.
All right, this is a tough question for y'all. Tiebreaker, what year was the hair dryer invented? Who's going first?
Wendy.
Okay.
1932.
All right, Wendy. What's your guess, Carl?
I'm going to go The Price is Right and go 1931.
Wow, good move. It was invented in 1888.
What? Wow. 1888. So that seems awfully advanced for 1888. You had yourself the automatic hair dryer. I wonder what it looked like in 1988. It was probably like the size of a washing machine, horse operated or horse powered or something like that. All right, well, there you go.
Who doesn't remember their mom carrying theirs around in the house?
Yeah, right, exactly. No kidding. Carl, that's you, buddy. You've got the Pearl Jam tickets provided by Live Nation, the September 2nd show. And Wendy, you're going to have a good time out at the Renaissance Festival.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, just down the road from you, right out there in Delano. All right, thank you, gang. Wendy, Carl, we appreciate you playing along today. Well, I was going to save this for the next segment, but I think what we're going to do, because it's Friday and we're just screwing around this morning without our fearless leader, we're going to do kind of Flashback Friday stories. Some of our favorite stories from the past few years with audio that kept us laughing, kind of scratching our head. We never play that audio again. We're going to go back to it with some flashback stories at 8:30. We have a comic in studio at 9 o'clock. And this morning, just screwing around, got here a little early because I fell asleep last night on time.
What?
I know, like 8 o'clock, I was in bed. Such an old man. I started screwing around on the Twitter account Fesshole.
Oh, good.
Yeah, Fesshole. This is where you can go on there, any one of us can go, maybe one of us did go on there and just make an anonymous confession. No one knows who you are, and then we get to judge you for it. So just some harmless confessions here, just washing a little dirt off the soul. From Fesshole. I broke up with the girl I'd been seeing because every time we kissed, her mouth tasted of tomato soup. Even if she hadn't eaten any, it just freaked me out. She just tasted of tomato soup all the time.
Weird.
Yeah, I mean, I
like it.
I like tomato soup, but I don't want to, taste it when I'm making out with someone. You know what I'm saying?
It's better than some of the dudes I made out with.
Oh, geez, I can't even. Candace, making out with men has got to be, I can't imagine. We're filthy, disgusting beasts.
Well, she probably has bloody gums. That's where that flavor's coming from.
Oh, my God.
Yes.
It's severe gingivitis.
Oh, when you say it like that, no thank you. All right, next confession. I send the woman who sits next to me at work a birthday and Christmas card to her home address every year using made-up family. It's driving her nuts not knowing who Jaqui, Martin, and Oliver are.
Well, that's funny.
Yeah, that is funny.
I do like that.
Right. She just gets these weird Christmas cards. Anybody get a Christmas card anymore? My mom still sends them out. Yeah, I get 2 or 3. You still get the family photo. I have some family back in Pennsylvania. The Lears will send me their beautiful family photo and what they've been doing the entire year.
That's nice. I don't like the ones where they have, they post all their travels, so there's like 30 different mini pictures, and you can't make out any of them. They're too small.
Yeah, no. Stop doing that. All right, girl I know on Facebook posted a pic, and I replied, cute selfie. Turns out I didn't read the caption. It was actually a picture of a missing girl.
Oh.
I just want the earth to swallow me whole. Yeah, that was your comment. Cute selfie. She doesn't turn up dead.
Don't make a comment.
No. All right, these are just some anonymous confessions. I recently decided to stop drinking. Come recycling day, when I see the bin only half full as opposed to full, it hits home just how much I was drinking. I'm a little ashamed of myself. All right, it's probably a good move for you then. Had to break it off with my girlfriend because she had the same name as my sister. Okay, this has come up with me before. Always wanted me to say it in a sexy tone while we were getting up with our get down. I could only think about my young sister in her pajamas. Oh, yeah, no, that doesn't work.
Oh, that's too
I have
bad.
a sister, Angie, and dated an Angie for a while, and it was just odd, you know.
No, yeah, I would not do that. Recently, a nice guy named Luke wanted to hit me up, and I just can't do it. I can't do it.
Luke, harder, Luke,
Ew,
harder.
Oh, my God,
Spank
no.
me, Luke.
Ew. Okay.
Yeah, I went there.
Oh, gosh.
Oh,
no,
gosh.
there's no way. It's
no.
just weird. My dad's name, or, that's why me and Steve will never be anything special. Because
Yeah.
Well, he'll be disappointed to hear that.
Yeah, luckily I don't run into a lot of Dotties out there.
Not too many cookies.
Right. Here's one for our MnDOT workers. I found that an upside-down orange traffic cone can make for a suitable toilet when you really have to poop and are nowhere near a toilet.
How does it?
You just turn it upside down, I guess, and.
But how would you balance on it?
If you're gonna use it up, just go in the ditch or something. I mean, just run out behind the dumpster or something. It does seem like he's working a little too hard. Sounds like a fetish.
Yeah.
This next one, I just made me think of something the other day. I never realized how old I really was until I started wearing my reading glasses to roll joints. Yeah. I put on my reading glasses to eat the other day. I'm like, what am I cutting? What am I stabbing here? It's like a nice, okay, put them on. I'm like, oh, there everything is. Now I can see it.
Well, you want to read the ingredients on your box of cereal.
Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly. The little maze in the back. I do it with my mind. All right, let's get in another one here. When I was 13, I walked in on... When I was 13, I walked in on my dad having sex with a man. We've never talked about it, but he still avoids looking at me in the eye when he tells Mom he's going to the gym. All right.
Oh, that's messed up.
That is messed. I don't want to end with that one. Now I want to do another one.
Right.
Yeah.
That's just sad.
There was a break at work a few years back, and the funniest part about it was that a break-in, I'm sorry. There was a break-in at work a few years back. And the funniest part about it was that someone crapped in the foreman's boots.
That is funny.
Yeah, I don't know who broke in, but it was me who pooped in his boots. Oh, man. All right. We're going to do some classic, we're going to look back, Flashback Friday stories, some of our favorite audio from some screwed-up news stories in the past few years. That's coming at 8:30. Hang tight.
It's the KQ Morning Show. 92 KQRS.
Motoring right along here this morning. Nate Abshire. Is that how that's pronounced?
Yep.
Nate Abshire. Does he have any nicknames, Candace? No.
Abby.
It's Naughty Abershire.
Naughty Nate.
Oh, my God.
Performing at Laugh Camp Comedy this weekend. He's going to join us live in studio this morning. I know. I'm glad I wore deodorant today.
Me too.
Right.
Wonder if he did.
Well, we're going to find out with our noses when Nate gets in here at 9 o'clock. We'll
You're
speak
naughty.
With him.
Nate.
He's naughty, Nate.
You're naughty.
Poor Nate. That's why people don't come in and visit us more often. All right, we're just doing some flashback stories. And it started with this one. And this came in way back in May of 2021. Way back, if you can imagine that long ago. And it was such a fun story. I thought, dang it, man, I wish we had some audio like this tomorrow. And I thought, well, we'll just use it as audio and do a Flashback Friday. Some of our favorite stories, just some odd, weird stories that came through. I'm sure everyone will remember this story as we get going here. A 50-year-old woman from Ohio. Tony, you've done a lot of prank calls in your time.
I love a good prank call.
Yeah, you ever prank called 911?
No.
No, that's not cool. You don't do it. You don't get drunk and you don't prank call 911. Let this be a cautionary tale. If anyone tries to do it, don't let them. Katrina Morgan, 50 years of age. I'm looking at her mugshot. She looks super sad. That is a big frown on her face because now she's sober and she realizes what she done. She decided to prank call 911. This is not how you meet a fireman, Candace, right here.
Okay, all right.
Listen, I'm going in the house. Listen. Hold on. Hello?
Hi, Port Clinton Police.
Yes, I need the fire department, please, because my pussy's on fire. I need to make sure that hose is working.
Hello?
Is that hose working?
What is on fire?
I need the fire department because my pussy's on fire, and I need somebody to come put it out with their hose.
Okay, I need the address.
Still playing it straight. That's it. That was the call right there. Actually, and she called 10 times, but they finally tracked her down. She only ended up with a $250 fine, disorderly conduct, and shamed. And every place she goes in Ohio, people go, "This is on fire." She thought she was so funny, too. Well, a fireman did not come out and put it out with his big hose, but if she's into handcuffs, that's kind of kinky. Some police officers came out and handcuffed her. I wonder what she's up to now. I wonder if she ever lived that down. We don't know. Just a little flashback story there. This guy. All right, so you are out fishing out there in the swamps, the Everglades of Florida, and boom, you go overboard. Somehow, this guy shows up 3 days later. He's gone missing. They're looking for him. They can't find him. He shows up 3 days later naked, and most of his arm is missing. An alligator took his arm off. This is the most lighthearted retelling of someone surviving for 3 days in a swamp, coming out naked, losing their arm that I've ever heard. Here he is.
The alligator took off with most of my arm. It was about down to my elbow, maybe a little bit more, with the bone poking out. A lot of pain the whole 3 days, screaming at the top of my lungs. There's no way this is real. My arm's gone. Like, I don't have an arm anymore. There's no way. I got to be dreaming or something. I came out of the swamp naked with one arm. I was reborn for a reason. I believe that is to motivate other people.
Well, I mean, you want to try and turn a negative into a positive.
Yeah, I like this guy.
Right? Well, he's got the one arm. And by the way, not just above the elbow. I'm looking at a photo just below the armpit. You know, he got most of the arm, and he's smiling in the photo. There's still stitches and scabs on there, so it's not like it's well after the fact, but somewhere out there, 3 days naked without an arm, in the Florida Everglades, he just found his purpose. I'd rather not find my purpose, if you don't mind.
My pussy's on fire.
I'd rather my pussy was on fire than an alligator to bite off my arm.
Given the choice, yeah.
They're both happy and satisfied, it seems.
And, of course, this one almost got overplayed. I don't even think we have to flash back. We all remember this gal, right?
When I do my hair, I like to, finish it off with the little Got2b glue spray, just to keep it in place. Well, I didn't have any more Got2b glue spray, so I used Gorilla Glue spray. Bad idea. My hair, it don't move. I've washed my hair 15 times, and it don't move.
Gorilla Glue gal. Remember her?
Oh, yeah. What did she put it in her hair, right?
Yeah, Gorilla Glue, the super glue, the really tough stuff. Yeah, she used it in her hair, and not a little bit of it. I didn't even know. They sell the big bottles. She must have got the big bottle and used it all, and then had that helmet of hair, and it had to be like surgically, right? I mean, they couldn't even shave it off. That's where I'd go. I'd be like, just take it off, shave it off, do something. I would have pulled it all off, just like a Band-Aid. Just rip it off the helmet of hair. But she went through a whole national thing, turned into, can we use folk hero? I don't know if she turned into folk idiot.
Gorilla Glue responded, and she said that they're glad to see that she received medical treatment, and we wish her all the best.
Yeah, she did. Some surgeon stepped up and went through each strand of hair. I forget exactly how they did it, but and it went on for like a month. For like a month, she was in this state.
Yeah, these images are just terrifying.
They're horrific, I think. And then we're just going to, one more time. I'm sorry. I love this gal. I want to party with her.
Listen. Hold on. Hello?
Hi, Port Clinton Police.
Yes, I need the fire department, please, because my pussy's on fire. I need to make sure that hose is working.
Hello?
Is your hose working?
What is a fire?
I need the fire department because my pussy's on fire, and I need somebody to come put it out with their hose.
Okay, I need the address.
Yeah, there. Click, and that's it.
Any volunteer fire department fellas?
There's one guy going, I'll take that. Go and put that fire out. It's not how you meet a fireman. That's not how it's done. All right, we have a comedian in studio here at 9 o'clock. Hang tight.
Yeah, okay.
It's the KQ Morning Show, 92 KQRS. Zep, Tony, Candace, and Steve Gorman are the KQ Morning Show, 92 KQRS.
Sorry.
I see you talking, but nothing's coming out.
Yeah, I was sitting there. I thought she left me potted down because I said, is that you whistling along? Because did you know that Candace cannot whistle? We'll get into that.
Or snap her fingers.
I know. I'm on the website, eventbrite.com. Our guest is in studio, Nate Abshire. Welcome.
Hey, guys. Good to be here.
Have you been over here before to our lovely pad?
It's been a long time since I've been on KQ.
Yes. Well, welcome back. Was this picture on eventbrite.com current the last time you were in here? I noticed you've added a gray hair.
It was old. It was stately. Old then.
Nate, you're going to be at Laugh Camp Comedy Club this weekend. You got a couple of shows, Friday and Saturday, 8 p.m. shows. Is there those two shows, 8 p.m.?
That's it.
Friday and Saturday with some other Twin Cities comedians. That's what one of the things we love about Laugh Camp Comedy Club is they really feature a lot of the finest Minnesota comedians. And I'm only assuming, because I've not seen your act yet, but I looked some stuff up.
I am one of the finest Minnesota comedians.
There's potential there.
Man. Yeah, absolutely.
In the top 500 of Minnesota-based comedians, easily.
There are a lot of comedians in Minnesota. There are a lot of just arts and entertainment, performers, actors, musicians. I mean, this is a rich place for that. There probably are a heck of a lot of them.
Minneapolis, great for that.
Eventbrite.com. That's where you get your tickets this weekend to see Nate and the rest of the gang. We'll talk about them in just a moment. I'm looking at your bio here. I'm going to let you tell your own story. What got you into comedy now? What now?
Well, so a lot of people think that dating someone, like dating a comedian, is amazing and fun all the time.
That's everyone assumes that.
One way to find out.
I get that a lot. I also feel like my headshot is like catfishing on a dating profile at this point, where it's like old enough where people show up and they're like, "That's not the guy."
You make Gray look good, and there's not much of it, by the way, ladies out there. I mean, if you want to swoop in on him at one of the shows this weekend. So anyway, but you got into comedy back in 2009, and what was it again? Do you remember what they put in your bio?
Yeah. It was because a girl stopped returning my calls.
Did you just want to go on stage, and were you trying to get to her, or just get it out of your system?
No, it was more of just I was already pretty depressed, and I was like, well, what's the worst that could happen? Because I think for a lot of people, life's going pretty good, and it's like, well, I don't want to go up there and have people not laugh. That would feel bad.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, I'm there.
That's pretty gutsy. All right, you'd hit the bottom,
right,
and you were ready to come back up, nowhere else to go.
Ready, yeah.
It's interesting. You started off by saying, everybody thinks that dating a comedian would be lots of laughs. We've had a lot of comedians come through here over the years. And oftentimes, after the show's over, be towards the end of the show like it is now, they want to go do something. And I'm like, when I was younger, I was like, yeah, I'll go do something. Let's go. Do you want to go bowling? A cup of coffee? I think the strip joint opens in a half hour.
Guy.
Yeah, exactly. And then we go somewhere because I thought the same thing. We're going to laugh all day. This is going to be the greatest party ever. And about a half hour in, there's like, so anyway, yeah, my mom molested me.
They're just sad bowling.
I'm like, I just want to see you on stage. That's the only place I want to see you.
I'm the other direction where I'm cracking jokes so much that it's infuriating to be around me.
Really?
Yeah, like if I'm in an argument with a girlfriend, I'll make jokes during the argument, which, by the way, never a good strategy.
No, they don't like that. They're very serious.
There's never a point where it's like, okay, that was a good one. Let's make up.
And you're thinking, that's funny. You should laugh, and that's how this ends. And I'm a
might
comedian.
diffuse it.
I see here that you've opened for Mark Maron, talking about comedians that kind of exist there. Super funny guy, fantastic podcast. Did you get a chance to know him at all? The Sklar brothers, we've had them in here as well. You've worked with them.
I didn't really get a chance to know Maron. I only worked with him once.
Yeah.
But I work with the Sklar brothers pretty regularly, and they're amazing. Awesome guys. Very fun.
I'm just sticking with the bio here. By the way, Nate Abshire, our guest in studio, is at Laugh Camp Comedy Fest, Eventbrite. That's where you get your tickets. There's a show at 8 o'clock tonight and 8 o'clock Saturday night. Runner-up in the Funniest Person in the Twin Cities contest. You got that.
Yeah, 2010, I think that was.
Yeah. Is that a cash prize?
Second place was not. So
T-shirt.
Not far off. Actually, that year it was like a laptop, but it was not like a high-end laptop.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It was like good luck using this.
It says here you're a Minnesota comedian, but there's a lot of Minnesota around here. Where at exactly did you grow up?
I grew up actually in Louisiana.
Oh, okay.
So I grew up in the South. I moved here for college, basically.
Right.
But I've lived in Minneapolis for about 20 years now.
Well, it's about just a hair less humid than Louisiana, or about the same?
This week, pretty close.
It's
pretty
been
close.
Louisiana hot
you walk
and humid
out,
here.
it feels like the motherland.
Sweaty, man, but it's kind of mellowing out right now. So you're here. There's always a couple of comedians that open up and get the act started. Say it again for me,
Sienna Violet.
Sienna Violet. She's also a Twin Cities comedian. She's going to be opening up. Anything do we know about her? She likes tequila.
She's great. She's very funny. She's been doing it a few years. I just saw some of her newer stuff on Tuesday. I thought it was really, really funny.
Yeah.
She's great.
And Marty's from St. Paul. How do you pronounce his last name?
No idea.
Fiddleman? Fidelman, Fidelman. Sorry, Marty, if you're up and listening, but you're a comedian. You're not.
Yeah, why would you?
He's already writing jokes about dumbass radio people. So I was listening to the radio the other morning, and this dumbass jerk was mispronouncing my name. But we're talking with Nate. So, Nate, do you stay on the move pretty much? I bet you, because you're a comedian, you can't hang out in Minnesota too long. You got to go out and make some money.
Yeah. I work the road pretty regular.
Yeah.
It's fun. You know, the road is you get into your own groove in hotel rooms.
Yeah.
Which for me is I don't do anything. Like I know there's a lot of
well, you got to do something.
Nah.
Just nothing.
No, I sit.
Laying down.
In the hotel room. I'm laying down. I'm on my phone.
Yeah.
Like what someone would do on their own couch hungover is how I spend every day.
That's your life on the road, not heading down to the gym to put 6 on the treadmill?
Oh, God. I can't work out and then do a show.
Yeah, right? Exhausted.
I just, oh, man, it's... And it's probably I could, but
I bet I would think, and I have no idea because I sit on my butt for a living in a radio studio, but I would bet getting up in front of people and just being that energized, you know, whether I haven't seen your act yet, but I mean, whether you're Robin Williams, you know, whirling dervish across the stage or not, it's just got to kind of drain you. After a show, you just must feel like you've burned some calories.
I'm very active.
On stage?
No.
I was going to say, I'm not getting that vibe from you at all.
I feel like you could tell from my voice that this guy is just going to stand there and talk.
I thought I might go with it. What? Now, of course, you've spent a long time here in Minnesota. I assume you have been to the Minnesota State Fair.
I have, yes.
So let's go on. We're heading out there after the show. We're going to head out to the big sweat together and, you know, pimp some cheap merchandise. No, this is good stuff. This is 100% cotton quality.
I got a show tonight, so I'm going to go home
and sit in your room and get ready for the show, meditate. But yeah, the Minnesota State Fair, I didn't know. Do you have any memories, things that you like to do out at the Minnesota State Fair? Were you an eater? Because all I do is go and eat. I walk into one of the craft barns and immediately I'm like, if it's not air conditioned.
You go into the barn and you're just like,
where's the food? Do you have food? No, I'm going to go find the food barn.
Is there an Amish thing at the state fair?
I feel like there's got to be.
There's got to be,
there?
right?
Yeah, it just feels like it. There's everything.
I'm just trying to remember if that's from this one or another state fair. Here's the thing that trips me up about the Amish, and they won't hear this.
Okay,
but
probably not big listeners.
At some point in history, the Amish were on the cutting edge. Technology-wise.
When would that?
Well, those quilts were pretty impressive.
There was some point in the history of humanity where the Amish were like on the bleeding edge tech-wise, and then they were like, "That's enough." And I really admired that. Where I don't know if it was like a plow with 3 tines, where they're like, "Too much."
Yeah,
too much.
Whoa.
But the thing that's crazy too is that they were right. Because now everyone agrees this is too much.
Yeah, this is too much.
Right.
AI.
Right.
Yeah, we had something this morning that scientists are feverishly working on this machine that will read our thoughts. Right now they were able to show someone a picture of like a bank. And their thoughts went to their PIN number. And they said, "Hey, we got your PIN number." I'm like, well,
no.
What could possibly go wrong?
The
Please,
Amish were right.
Let's perfect that. But now the Amish's thing. I'm a little rusty here. I have seen... what was I can't remember the name
Witness.
of the movie. No, I wasn't even thinking Witness. I was thinking the one with Woody Harrell and...
Woody Harrell? Harrelson.
Harrelson, thank you. Kingpin. Remember Kingpin?
Oh, it was a great movie.
It was a great movie. All right, Randy Quaid. I think I'm thinking of Randy Quaid.
Breaking news.
What?
There is a new vendor this year at the State Fair. Peachy's Baking Company serves Amish donuts made on site using old Amish recipes, topped with vanilla glaze and served warm.
Do they have butter churners on hand?
I hope so. I'm going to check it out.
Actually, it sounds good.
Well, I mean, because that's the thing. They know their furniture. They know how to cook because they take their time. They're not rushing through it. They're not throwing something in a microwave. Can they even use microwaves? What's their thing?
Oh, my God. It's right by us. It's literally like a block away from our booth.
We're getting some, Candace. Are you all right over there?
Peaches. I'm peachy.
You are peachy.
Heart rate is up.
Yeah, right. Nate left, by the way. I don't know if you guys know that or not.
I made out with an Amish guy once, but he told me he was only half Amish.
Wait a minute. I didn't know they were allowed to make out premarital.
That's what I said. That's what I said. He said, it's okay, I'm only half. Or maybe he said like 65%.
Yeah.
So 65% Amish. That must have been some night.
Did you have little pieces of beard in your mouth afterwards?
No, but I remember at his place, he didn't have any mirrors. And I was like, you're nice and all, but I'm going to need a mirror.
Oh, that's your thing? Mirrors?
Well, just a mirror. I need a mirror. I just can't live without one.
Yeah,
Thank you.
You have to know what your look is when you're going out the door.
Was his name Jebediah?
No.
Elijah.
I'm sorry, lady. You'll just have to wait for the water to get still.
Did he offer to milk one of your goats for you?
No, you can't milk my goats.
Oh, no, they're not milkers?
I suppose you could if you tried.
No.
If you try hard enough, you can milk pretty much anything.
It's true.
That sounds like a state fair challenge right there. Nate Abshire is our guest this morning. He's going to be at Laugh Camp, a comedy camp. Did I get that right? I'm all over the place. Laugh Camp Comedy Club, Eventbrite.com. I remembered that part. 2 shows. They have an 8 o'clock show tonight, an 8 o'clock show tomorrow night. You've been hanging out in Minnesota for about 20 years or so. And, I mean, you like Minnesota? I mean, is it a good state for you?
I love Minneapolis.
Yeah, you must feel at home here. You've been here for a long time.
Yeah, I've gotten used to it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not bad. It's not a bad place to hang out. How would you describe your comedy to folks? Just observation. I feel like we've been kind of getting it.
Yeah, it's really hard to do. Here, can I tell you like a real quick story?
Yeah, please
about
do.
Getting kicked out of Boy Scouts.
Yes, that's what I was digging for.
So when I was 13, 14, I was a Star Scout, 2 ranks from Eagle.
Oh, okay.
Went to summer camp.
All
Do you
right.
remember the big pixie sticks, like 3 feet long?
Oh, yeah.
It was a striped plastic tube.
Yeah.
So if you cut off both ends of one of those, I discovered a hot tamale fits into this makeshift blowgun as if it was designed for the purpose.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. I mean, accuracy, distance.
Yeah.
So me and my friend, we dressed up in full face paint camo, got in the trees, and harassed people for a week straight by shooting hot tamales. And we'd climb high.
Yeah.
So when you get hit by something, you freak out and you look around, but you don't look up.
No, I guess not.
Unless it hits the top of your head.
That's brilliant.
Right. And so we did this for a week. And then eventually we got caught. We got brazen. We were like running through campsites, just like pelting people. It was ridiculous.
That's not Boy Scout behavior.
At the end of the week, so over the course of the week, I should say, I started noticing that there were people that were getting haircuts.
Okay.
And like not attractive ones, I guess is what I'm trying to say. A lot of people were getting. We found out that if you have a hot tamale in your mouth so that the cinnamon coating dissolves, it's just a gelatin slug. And if that gets in someone's hair, it literally is never coming out.
You've got a mean streak,
immediately.
man.
We didn't know this. We didn't know this until they caught us and told us that like 30 kids had to have their heads shaved.
Seriously? That's ridiculous.
And they were like, we don't want you to come back to Boy Scouts.
No, you're not. You, sir, need to be a comedian.
So I'm a little bit of a rascal.
You're
what
a
I'm
rascal.
trying to say.
I like that. That's our favorite kind of comedy. Come on back more often. We like rascals around here. Nate Abshire at let me get it right, Laugh Camp Comedy Club, Eventbrite.com. Very modestly priced tickets, and you can get those at Eventbrite.com. Nate, thanks for coming in, man.
Thanks for having me.
So you're headed back to your hotel room. Oh, no, you live here now. You're just going back home to just sit there all day long.
Yep.
You're not coming to the state fair with us.
I mean, no. I did think about it because Candace's description of the peach.
I know, it's the food, man. It's the food.
It was also the description, if I'm being honest.
Right. Well, I know, she gets breathy. When she talks about food, I can't stand up right away. It's awfully breathy. All right. We have more. We're not done yet. Hang tight. And thanks, Nate.
Thank you.
It's the KQ Morning Show. 92 KQRS.
Yeah, welcome back. Our guest this morning, Nate Abshire. Wait a minute. What's happening? Nate.
Hey.
We couldn't get out of the studio.
Security isn't here yet.
Nate's trapped.
Yeah, exactly. We have someone coming with a chainsaw. No, Nate Abshire, a comedian guest that we had in the last segment, performing at Laugh Camp tonight, 8 p.m. Tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Tickets at eventbrite.com. Decided to hang around. We just started BSing. Candace was spinning him in a chair because he can't get out to the fair.
Yeah.
So she gave him the little ride in the chair. He
The
did
dude's
not
like
borrow.
the teacups.
Yeah, you kind of like the teacups. In fact, we learned yesterday, which one was it? Do you guys remember?
The Tilt-A-Whirl.
The Tilt-A-Whirl was invented at the Minnesota State Fair.
No way.
Yeah, back in like the 1920s or something like that.
Honeycrisp apples and Tilt-A-Whirl.
That's it.
It's us, baby.
Right here in good old Minnesota. Hey, I want to let everybody know that I'm going to be emceeing. Lisa's going to be out there with Law Tigers from 10 to noon. I'll be there for the whole day. In fact, I'm going to get out there at 10 a.m. when the motorcycles and the Huey helicopter fly in for Operation Zero. 0 veterans to commit suicide. This is happening at Vets Lake up in Ramsey. Come on out, and it's a full day of events. The opening ceremonies are actually at noon, but you want to be out there for the big T6 Thunder military flyover, Frankensteiner's car and bike show all afternoon, and bands on the big stage all day. I mean, like about a half dozen bands or more out there. Again, this is happening at Veterans Lake up in Ramsey. Officially get started at noon with the opening ceremonies, but if you want to join me earlier for when the Huey chopper comes in and all the bikes come rolling in, that's Operation Zero. I'd love to see your smiling face out there tomorrow.
Sounds fun.
Should be a good time. And and our own Misa Liller. Is that what I started the morning off with?
Misa Liller.
Before I had my cup of coffee, I'm like, just waking up, I'm like, and Misa Liller is going to be out there. Lisa Miller will be there with Law Tigers from 10 to noon. We love the work that Law Tigers does for bikers' rights and taking care of our biker buddies. Bros before hoes.
Duh.
I mean, yeah, right, Candace? I think for gals, it's like chicks before dicks, right? Or something like that.
Sluts before nuts.
Hey, I like that. That is a chisel it and marble, right? That's a tried and true. It's a good rule to live by. It's how you keep friends because we know relationships often come and go. But a new poll from dating.com. Are you on there, Candace? Dating.com?
Hold on. Let me see. Dating.
Sign in, see if you have any new messages. Any new?
I didn't know it was that simple. I just dating.com, huh?
Yeah, they got that one. New poll by dating.com found most single people no longer need the approval of friends or family to keep dating someone. So that old bros before a host. I always thought of that as more of a like in the moment kind of thing. I never needed a buddy to approve of a gal, but if it came down to, hey, you want to go see the Vikings, and you've already have a date planned with her, it's kind of like, well, bros before a hose.
Right, it's more of a peer pressure technique than anything else. Also, if you ask guys that question on a dating site, I wonder what they're going to say.
I love that. You're right. All polls are BS because people are just, especially on a dating site. We're on our best behavior on a dating site.
Yeah, on the dating site, I'm like, I don't even have friends.
No, I'm waiting to dedicate my life to you, my soulmate. That's what I'm looking for. Yeah, you put things on there. We all lie. Of course, I love to walk around the farmer's market early on Sunday mornings.
Apple picking? Sign me up.
Damn it, I do like that stuff.
Well, I mean, and there's nothing wrong with that stuff, but we do. I mean, we have to, right? We're advertising ourselves. It's like the first date. It's just a bunch of lies. By date number 3, now you're getting down to the nitty gritty. So I don't know about this bros before holes.
Oh my God.
I just made it gross.
This is a family show.
Is it? Is it? 71% claim their friends' opinions have little or no impact on who they choose to date. 57% would even be willing to end a friendship if the person didn't like their partner. Again, that's what you're saying to try and get a date.
Also, though, I feel like if you've ever tried to warn someone off of someone they were dating, it never works.
No.
So this checks out.
No, it never does work. That's the one that'll go the distance. Just like when you're like, hey, I bet that's the one for you, and you bite your tongue, and then they break up, and then you say, I never liked her in the first place. I thought she was trash. And then they get back together, of course. And now you've hung yourself. So I don't know about the whole bros before hoes thing. Apparently it's on the way out. Who needs it anyway?
Yeah.
Nate, you're at event Laugh Camp tonight, 8 p.m. Tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Eventbrite.com. Well, you've got a few friends out there. A couple of friends are going to be with you. 3 of you on stage.
That's
Get
right.
a lot for your money at Laugh Camp. Get up and tell the jokes. What time do you generally hit stage?
Usually around 45 into the show.
About 45 minutes into
like
the show?
8:45, but the opening act is good, so.
You're pretty quick on your feet. I bet you can handle hecklers. You get hecklers?
Yeah, most of the hecklers you get, though, are like people that don't understand what's happening.
You get a lot of those at your show. Nate, could you explain that to me?
Or just like, it's almost like they've never seen stand-up comedy before, and so you'll say something. So the whole premise is just you say something crazy, and then you say something crazier. And sometimes you say the first thing, and they're like, no. And it's like, well, you got to wait for the next part.
Right, exactly.
You're standing up on a stage.
It's really like you walked into the Lion King and you're like, they're all animals. It doesn't make any sense. Like, okay, give it a second.
Yeah, no kidding. Well, hey, man, I hope you have great shows.
Thanks very much.
Well, they're tonight and tomorrow night. Again, that's 8 p.m., eventbrite.com. We're headed out to the Minnesota State Fair. You're more than welcome to come with us. He's just paralyzed that we're going to take him out. No, I've already done the ride in the chair with Candace.
Somebody help.
Someone go get him some. We'll get you some M&Ms, peanut M&Ms out of the vending machine before we go. 92 KQRS live at the Minnesota State Fair until Labor Day. Make sure you stop by the KQ Outdoor Lounge at the corner of Cooper and Lee. Pick up brand new KQ gear. Meet up with KQ Morning Show from 11 to 1. We'll be out there. Yes, Steve will be out there. Didn't make it for the show this morning. I hope he has a good excuse.
If you want to come to the Cub Wine and Spirits in Maple Grove today, we're going to do another Liney's sampling party. And it's going to be awesome.
Your pooch, right?
Yeah, bring your dog so I can take a photo with it.
Yeah, you got that right.
Which Cub Foods are you at?
In Maple Grove.
From what time?
Well, that's one of the
4 to
best Cubs
6.
ever.
It is a beautiful store.
It is a beautiful store, and it will be even more beautiful when Candace arrives.
Don't make me sick.
4 to 6.
That's a point. I get a point for that. That means I get to be rude to you later, and we'll be even.
Right.
By the way, when you're out at the fair, don't forget you have a chance to win a Liberty Safe or airfare to a destination of your choice. Plus, every day you'll have a shot to win $100 in free groceries. Complete contest rules at 92kqrs.com. All sponsored by Minnesota Roofing Company. That's it. Let's get out of here and go to the fair. I don't have that thing I normally read.
Let's go.
I don't have it, so I'm just going to say hang tight.
Okay.
Does that work? And go see Nate tonight or tomorrow night. Eventbrite.com at Laugh Camp. Thanks, Nate.
Thank you.
Goodbye.
The KQ Morning Show. 92 KQRS.